If you're rash free and you know it, take a
Hello, check. Good evening. You want to turn it. You want to Check. It's still a little bit too loud, man. We don't want to blow these people out. Check. Okay, somewhere in there. Good evening. Good evening, and what? Okay.
Good evening and welcome to the Murray County Public Schools Sports Zone, Homecooked by Puckett's Restaurant and powered by Columbia Power and Water Systems Internet. I'm Landon Seacrest along with my co-host here, Drake Colley.
Good evening. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Looking forward
Show
to
number 3.
This is number 3. This is a great week. We had a very successful week, pretty much across the board. I think there was one out of 4 of the schools did not win,
and it was close.
It was a really tight game.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that tonight. We've got coaches, assistant coaches, we got players.
Yep.
We got folks here at Puckett's enjoying some great food. And matter of fact, I just got through eating.
I did as well.
You know, at my age, I get sleepy after I eat.
Yeah.
So I hope I don't. If I nod out, just kind of.
I'll keep you up. I'll keep you up.
Give me a forearm or something, so I'll wake up and
I'll keep you up.
Know what's going on. So, okay, let's bring folks up to date. What's going on across Murray County Public Schools and the football programs. Last week, probably the first coaches and players we're going to have up, it will be Mount Pleasant High School.
Correct.
After the break. Excuse me. But last week, Decatur County Riverside came into Mount Pleasant. That's where we had our game day show.
We were there.
And you guys broadcast the game on 101.7. And, wow, Mount Pleasant Tigers took care of business.
They laid the hammer down.
50-14.
They did.
And traditionally, Riverside, Decatur Riverside from Parsons, Tennessee, has kind of been in the thorn in Mount Pleasant's side.
Yeah, state championship level team.
Past few years, Mount Pleasant has had some terrific, very high-quality teams.
Yeah.
But they just could not get past Riverside every time they met up in the playoffs.
Yeah, that is true.
And but this past Friday night,
it was a revenge game, is what I would call it. Drake.
I was talking to Coach Hartsville before we came on the air, and he explained to me that they had 4 one-play touchdowns.
Yeah.
Very early in the game, before you could really even get settled in to watch a ball game, watch a high school ball game, a touchdown, then a punt return for a touchdown from Mount Pleasant, then a block return, then for a touchdown, and a passing touchdown right off the bat. And before you knew it, Mount Pleasant was way up. And
28-0, very quickly.
And Riverside, the Panthers from Decatur County Riverside are just kind of standing over across the field, wondering what the heck just happened.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, me and Drake Pugh here, we were at that game covering the game for the Front Porch Sports Network, and we didn't have to flip sides of the field because Mount Pleasant was scoring in the same end zone in the first quarter. They scored 4 touchdowns.
They were saving you guys a bunch of steps.
Yeah, we didn't have to flip the field at all.
Yeah, there you go. Did you all work that out with Mount Pleasant?
I mean eventually we were able to get some steps in. Eventually.
Okay. All right. So first up tonight will be Mount Pleasant.
Yep.
Coach Hartsville, a couple of his special players from last week. We're going to talk about the game from last week, and we're also going to talk about the game coming up.
Yep.
So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We're also going to talk with Spring Hill High School's the Raiders. They take on Creekwood on Friday night.
And we will be there, right?
That is our game of the week, the Murray County Public Schools game of the week. We'll have the game day crew at 5 o'clock. We'll start that broadcast live from Spring Hill, from the Spring Hill campus, with kickoff to come at 7 o'clock.
Yep.
And that game will be broadcast live on 101.7 FM WKOM.
And Spring Hill got their first win of the season this past week. So exciting times to be a Raider.
Yeah, they went up to Maplewood, metro area, Nashville school. And what was that final?
23-11 in favor of Spring Hill.
Okay, 23-11.
Yep.
Spring Hill over Maplewood. And, hey, that's a good win.
That's
a good win for Coach Joshua Taylor. I know he's, hey, folks, these coaches and kids and parents and everybody, they've been working at this since way back in the summer. I know it's just the third or fourth day of fall, whatever it is. It just officially became fall, winter. But these schools, these coaches, these kids, these parents, these cheerleaders, these band members, everybody involved around a football program, high school, they've been preparing for this season since mid-July.
Yeah, even spring football from last season.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, but I mean, they really get their helmets on and tighten their chin straps when they get back into school or get ready. But that all starts before school gets back in.
Right.
So
you're exactly right.
They've been putting in the work, and it's great to see these programs be successful on the field.
It is. It's very good to see.
Because that's when it pays off.
Yeah, it does. You get to see the results.
That's when the football play. That's when the coaches get a big smile on their face. The football players do.
The cheerleaders, the parents, the administration.
And look, winning is contagious. Winning goes all through the school. It just doesn't stick with just the team itself or the coaching staff or their families. It's contagious. Everybody in the school can enjoy a victory.
Right, they can.
And be a part of it and call it theirs.
Yep. So exciting that we will be there this week. Home field for Spring Hill, and they get a chance to rep in front of the home field and the home fans.
Now, Battle Creek, the Grizzlies, they went to Creekwood, Dixon County.
Yes.
The final score really did not reflect how close the ball game was.
Right.
Probably a nightmare for any football coach.
Yeah.
Battle Creek gets on Creekwood's 1.
Yep. In scoring position
To take the lead and turn the ball over.
Yeah, it just went downhill after that.
Not only do they turn the ball over, but they turn the ball over, and it results in a touchdown for Creekwood.
Down by 1 point at
the
that
other
point
way,
in the game.
99 yards the other way. And if you do that,
it flips the game immediately.
You're in trouble.
Yeah, you are in trouble. They were in trouble.
So they were in trouble. I believe the final there was 41-20.
41-20 in favor of Creekwood.
Okay. Yeah. So, but Creekwood has to travel
to Spring Hill. So we will see them again.
To Spring Hill.
We'll
see them this Friday night.
We will see them on Friday. Yes,
and now let's talk a little bit about Columbia Central. Well, by the way, Battle Creek host Marshall County this week.
Yes, they do. That'll be a tough matchup.
Yeah. So Marshall County, they like coming over here to Murray County.
Yeah, they
do. They came over. They get a win against
Yeah.
Columbia Central earlier in the year, and now they're going to be favored. They're going to be a favored against Battle Creek. Battle Creek, of course, only has 9th, 10th, and 11th grades that can play on their football team. No seniors yet.
Right.
And Marshall County's got a good squad.
Yeah, they do.
And they're very athletic.
Very good quarterback.
And so they're going to be tough to handle. And Battle Creek is going to be playing the underdog in that game Friday night.
They will.
So right now, Marshall County's getting the best of Murray County.
Yeah, that is true.
So we're going to turn that. We need to turn that around.
Yeah, turn it around, Grizzlies. Turn it around.
We need to turn that L train around and go the other direction.
Turn it around.
There you go. Columbia Central travels to Murfreesboro.
Riverdale. The Warriors.
I know.
Dale,
they're normally pretty dang good.
Yeah, I know. I remember when
it's a big high school.
We used to have to play them at Spring Hill. We would go up there to Murfreesboro, Riverdale, and Obviously, you got Blackman, Oakland up there, Siegel, historic programs up there. It's not going to be easy for Columbia this Friday.
Yeah, and matter of fact, Coach Hartsville, who's going to be up here after the break, used to coach at Blackman.
Yep.
And there have been a number of Division I and college players that have come through the Blackman program and the Riverdale, Oakland, you name it.
Yeah.
Those three schools.
Very tough.
Are large high schools.
Highly regarded.
And they produce terrific athletes.
They do.
So it's not a surprise that a lot of their athletes move on and play Division I sports.
Yeah,
like
that's
they
true.
do.
That's true.
So, Columbia Central, Coach Jadarius Goff, who we'll be talking to later in the show, is going to go and head to Riverdale.
Yep, he will. And we'll hear from him later.
Yeah, and he'll be up here. So, no big deal. Going to look forward to talking to all of them tonight. And we're going to take our first break and come back with Mount Pleasant High School, Coach Kit Hartsfield, a couple of his players. You guys don't go anywhere. This is the Murray County Public Schools Sports Zone, home cooked by Puckett's Restaurant, powered by
CPWS Internet.
Coach's Show. We'll be right back.
Is your internet slowing you down? It's time for an upgrade. Whether you're at home, working from your home office, or at your business, it's time to unleash the speed you need with speeds up to 1 gig at CPWS for as low as $70 a month. Give us a call, 931-375-7777. Local service, local support, CPWS.
Hi, I'm Robert Rogers at Parks Motor Sales Buick GMC.
And I'm Michael Parks Lawrence at Parks Motor Sales Buick GMC.
Together, we're Mr. Bobby Parks' grandsons, and we run his dealership, and we are glad to be part of our local community.
Being family owned and operated, we invest heavily in our community.
We do things like sports teams, schools, bands, you name it. We try to help everybody we can.
The reason why we do this is because we all love this community.
So come do business with us, your neighbors, at Parks Motor Sales in Columbia, Tennessee, right off Nashville Highway, or at parksmotorsales.com.
At Umamua MD, Spring Hill's newest physician-led med spa, it's about restoring balance to your body, mind, and soul. From weight loss support, revitalizing IV therapies, to anti-aging, our services are designed to help you feel renewed, confident, and whole. At Umamua MD, consults with our medical director ensure safe and personalized results. Book today at umamd.com and step forward radiant, restored, and confident.
Hello, this is Rick Tillis from Tillis Jewelry. What is a full-service jeweler? Experienced staff, custom designers, in-house jewelry repairs, and beautiful jewelry. Yes, at Tillis Jewelry, we are passionate, knowledgeable, and committed to integrity. We strive to be the best in our community and in our profession. We build long-term relationships and become part of family traditions that will cross generations. We delight clients by providing an unparalleled selection, superior service, and exceptional value. Tillis Jewelry, we exceed your expectations.
Hey, this is Trip Stoltz, owner of Columbia Ace Hardware. We are excited to announce that we have completely remodeled our store. We have expanded our selection in many brands including Milwaukee, Steel, and Big Green Egg. We have new inventory arriving daily, so come see the changes for yourself at 112 East James Campbell Boulevard, Columbia, Tennessee.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Welcome back to the Murray County Public Schools Sports Zone, home cooked by Puckett's Restaurant and powered by CPWS Internet. I'm Landon Sechrist along with my co-host here, Drake Colley, and we've got some special guests up here on the stage.
Yeah, we've got some guys from southern part of Murray County, Mount Pleasant, Tennessee. We've got their head coach, Kit Hartsville, and couple of his players. Welcome to the show, Coach.
Thank you.
We appreciate you coming down to Puckett's and spending some time with us. And it's a lot more fun when you put a big W on the wall. And,
50 burger.
I mean,
yeah, I
5-0 on Riverside.
I like winning, and I like 50 burgers too. So,
no,
it feels pretty good, especially when you ain't expecting it.
And fellas, I mean, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't know the last time, and Coach, you probably don't either. But I would say it's been a long time since anyone's put a 50 burger on Decatur County Riverside Panthers.
Yeah, 2 years ago they won the state championship, and we played them in the first round. I think AJ was in, 7th grade, and they put a 50 burger on us at halftime.
And it wasn't a good feeling.
And the game was over fast. And if you told me 2 years later we would do the same thing to them, I'd have told you was crazy. But it's crazy how things change and how fast they change. But no, we played well.
And you and I were talking before the show, before we came on the air. And I did not watch the game. We did the game day show, and then I had to get out of there. But I was surprised to find out that you told me that your team scored a touchdown, then had a punt return, then had a punt return for a touchdown, then a blocked punt for a touchdown, and then pass for a touchdown, all within
the first quarter.
Just back to back to back to back. I mean, is that the way it went down?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it was a snowball effect. We started on on offense or on defense, got a stop and threw a deep ball to Peyton right there and scored. Which we usually feel pretty good about that. Anybody that plays man coverage on him. And then we got a stop, and Peyton returned the punt, all the way down there to the 1 yard line, and we scored. Then we got a stop, which AJ, over there has a whole lot to do with these stops as he is thumping people all night long. They fake the punt. We tackle them on the 1, run it in, and then, we get another stop and throw a touchdown. It's 28-0, before you can blink. And it's like,
very
holy
fast.
crap, what is going on?
And so you and your coaching staff and your players, you look across the field, and you're up 28-0 within very early in the ball game. And, I mean, I'm sure you can look or sense by just looking in the eyes of your opponent over there going, at that point, they're just thinking this thing's already over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely over at that point. We kind of sensed it, early. They're a good team, but they played a really hard non-district schedule, and they were 0-4 coming in. But, on film, they still look like a good team, but mentally they probably weren't where they normally are and had a long bus ride. To us, and then we kind of jumped on them. But we kind of knew in warm-ups once we saw their energy and saw their crowd that, things might be a little different, right now. And then, I told them, just throw the first punch and jump on them and it'll be over. Right. And that's what they did.
And, it's odd that you just mentioned that on the Front Porch Sports Radio Hour that we do from 4 to 5 during the week. We were talking, I read an article about Michael Pittman Jr., the wide receiver for the Indianapolis Colts. Of course, they played the Titans this past weekend, beat the Titans for the Titans' 9th loss in a row, straight loss in a row. But he talked about during warm-ups, and he was talking with his teammates, his other Colt teammates, looking at the Titans. He didn't see any energy. He didn't see them bouncing around.
Right.
He kind of sensed that, hey, they smelled the blood in the water, that these guys didn't look like they wanted to play.
Yeah, I think they want to play, but, they need something to get their morale going. And I think they'll probably get that, opportunity this week. If they do, they got a home game. But, you can see it. It's an emotional game. I specifically stopped our team in warm-ups and made them all, look over to their crowd and just see, like, this is not the defending state champions 2 years ago.
Right.
They're a great team, but we need to jump on them while they're down. And that's what we did. So.
And, Coach, speaking of your side, your home fans, to me, being there covering the game, it looked like you had a pretty packed house down there in Mount Pleasant. Obviously, the student-athletes were honored at halftime on all the athletic teams. It looked like there was a lot of people in the stands. Could you sense that as the coach as far as the energy for Mount Pleasant and helping you, come out to that start?
Yeah, we always have a great atmosphere at home, and that feels great. And we get off to a good start. Honestly, come the second quarter, I was a little disappointed, because we kept, putting it on them, and it was almost like we were spoiled a little bit, and it wasn't very loud or anything like that. And I was trying to wake the crowd up. I was like, hey, this is not normal. Scoring over and over and stopping people and over. You can't take these moments for granted. These kids deserve a rowdy home crowd, and we had it early, and I was kind of upset with them, honestly, and they get upset with me all the time, so I can get upset with them. That ain't no problem.
I'm sure your home crowd expected a much tighter, competitive. I mean, they were glad to jump out to a huge lead and go on and win the game, 50-14. But I'm sure they were ready for a kind of a tighter ball game, and were a little bit shocked, like Riverside was.
We were. I think everybody was shocked. We were shocked on our sideline. The crowd was shocked.
But in a good way.
They were definitely shocked. Yep, in a good way.
Happily shocked.
You'll take that type of shocking every week, won't you?
Yeah, if I can get it, for sure. So it's just always a fun time, in a home crowd at Mount Pleasant. And our fans do a great job supporting us. Administration does a great job with home game. Putting on a good game.
Even Principal Eric Hughes does a good job.
Oh, he works his tail off.
There you go.
I've never seen anybody work like he works, and he's all in.
He was directly behind our stage flipping those burgers, and I could hardly keep my attention to the show because those burgers smelled so great. But
I don't know how good of a cook he is, but he works hard.
And a large part of that energy is it helps when you score very fast. I don't know, Peyton, if you are familiar with Jamari Brown of Columbia Central, but he had a game earlier this year where every time he caught the ball, he was in the end zone. And you had a game like that. You had 3 receptions, and you had 3 touchdowns. Walk me through that first touchdown. It was kind of a toe tap over the shoulder in the corner, and then the second touchdown was long, about 70-plus yards, and then the third touchdown was kind of a toe tap, Antonio Brown style. Walk me through those plays. You were really hyping up the crowd to get those catches.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Usually when I'm in man coverage, me, Kale, Andrew Holcomb, my offense coordinator, we usually know, let's throw it. And especially with the first 2, me and Kale started getting the groove. On the third one, we already knew it was going to be a touchdown. It was wide open. But I love me and Kale's connection. Just going to keep on getting better.
Yeah, and you're a punt returner, too, and you were – I don't know if it was officially a touchdown, but you got to about the 1-yard line on a punt return. You had a punt return touchdown last week. Walk me through your special teams mentality, because you're such a talented offensive player, but there's that third team out there that's special teams, and you make such an impact there as well.
Yeah, for sure. Our team, they try to block, but usually I have to find my own gaps, and usually I just cut it up, find my own gaps, make my own plays. But usually our special teams, they work hard. We work hard for them, and we get it done.
It sounds like they just need to get out of your way. I know. And what do you say, Coach? Just get out.
I say,
you guys just try not to.
I tell the returners if they touch it twice and they don't score, then they're getting replaced, and that's all there is to it. And with him and Easterling back there, if they touch it twice, they're probably scoring. But that's our rule. I look at them, I tell them, hey, if you don't score. If I think we should score, then that's on you, and you're going to get replaced if you don't score.
And both of these players up here on the panel are candidates for our Front Porch Sports Network Player of the Week. Peyton Niehaus on the offensive side and AJ on the defensive side. AJ, specifically, you had a great game defensively. I mean, the entire team did, only giving up 14 points. But you, as a defensive player, linebacker, going into a game, you know what Riverside brings, and you start out so fast and I was there covering the game. I didn't have to move and flip the field. You guys were so stout defensively. What was going on the defensive side of the ball for you guys?
We just got on them quick, and we just read my keys and did all this stuff. Defense and just played through the game and got on them quick in the first half, and
that's all it was.
Just wrote from there.
Now, playing Riverside and Coach and AJ and Peyton, playing Riverside, do you have a familiarity after playing these guys? I know that they've been big games in the past against Decatur County Riverside, right? There's been playoff games. There's been other games that you guys play because they're in your region, right? So is it a familiarity a little bit like on defense? Do you kind of know as a linebacker what you're looking at, what you're watching? Do you see it again or even remember things from games against Riverside in the past that you can key on?
Yeah, definitely. I've never played Riverside myself.
Oh, well, okay. Well, then that answers my question.
Especially in like Summertown, they ran the same kind of offense. You could read their keys, and especially if you watch film, it's the same plays they ran last year, and you just got to watch film.
So nothing really deceptive as far as Riverside goes. They come kind of straight at you. Is that nothing fancy, nothing finesse-wise?
Yeah, I mean, everybody, has a blueprint and a playbook that they start with. I try to have some type of wrinkle or something for each game, whether on both sides of the ball. But AJ does a great job, studying the film. He plays middle linebacker. I talked about before the show, about both these guys, and I talked about AJ's instincts. And I don't expect, I don't rely on instincts. I give them something to look at to where, they can play fast, and that way, if they're wrong, it's either their fault or my fault. There's no gray area. I didn't give them a lot for this game. They played 4 games. They've done some different things, and I did kind of rely on him. And, it seemed like every time you turn around, he's thumping somebody. There was one in the second half on the sideline where it just makes you go, ooh, one of those. And you look up and immediately,
receiving end of that.
That kid is up and he is jogging to the sideline. And as we talk about making them tap out, and he is good at that.
Yeah. And Coach, I have to ask. I know he's not here. Nazir Carter had a spectacular, almost pirouette interception, and it was a pick six. How did you react to that as a coach? I mean, it kind of took me off my feet. It surprised me on the sideline.
Yeah, it was just an unbelievable play. You didn't really expect it. It was all him for sure. They actually had called a good play, and it was a naked bootleg that they hadn't shown before. But he's, a long-arm kid with good awareness, and, they changed their quarterback before the game, put the shorter kid in, put their big quarterback at receiver, which, paid off later. But, he got his hands up, tipped the ball to himself, and ran it for a touchdown. And, it was really a back-breaking play for them. And, Nazir, you see his smile and his energy, just brings a lot to the team. So this is a great moment for sure.
So now you're 2-0 in the region, if I get that right. Summertown was a win, and Riverside was a win in your region. Hey, you're driving the bus. I mean, at this point, right? I mean, it's.
I
know nothing's in the bank, and then I understand.
I guess we're as good as we can be.
Okay.
Summertown is at Lewis County. Lewis County came back and won a big game against Adamsville. So I guess we're both 2-0. I think the only undefeated teams in the region at this point.
At this point, do you think that's going to be the point of contention, or is that going to be it against Lewis County?
We play Adamsville in a week,
okay.
And Summertown plays Lewis this week. So it's really just too close to tell. Last year, we had a 3-way tie for second, and that put us fifth. We were 3 points away from being first. So,
sure.
we're it's a little early. We're about 2 weeks away from kind of trying to figure that out. But we control our own destiny. We know that, and everyone else does too. So.
Well, this coming weekend, or this coming Friday, you've got Scotts Hill. And you and I were talking a little bit about that off air. Mm-hmm. Scotts Hill, winless. They haven't really played very well. They've lost some teams that were winless going into there and got beat pretty bad. So it sounds like you're older. You're going to have a chance to play some of the younger players for not the whole game, obviously, but for quite a few minutes. It possibly could be that way. I'm not trying to jinx you.
Yeah.
I'm not, but I'm just saying this is possibly a chance against a team like Scotts Hill, who might be down this year, for you to get some younger guys on the field and look at them on some film, on some videos, and talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, I tell our guys we've been in this situation a couple of times this year, and, it's our job to go handle our business, early in the first half, and do what we're supposed to do. So, they're a good team, who's also had a tough schedule. they have nothing to lose. They have absolutely nothing to lose. And that's a scary thing, when they can go out there and play free and just, kick onside kicks and throw trick plays. And, it's homecoming week for us, which, is cool for everyone except the team. It's a big distraction usually for everyone, and every coach would say that. So, we've started slow in homecoming games, lately, and we just got to handle our business and do our job and do what we're supposed to do.
And how are you two players, Peyton offensively and AJ defensively, preparing for a game like this? AJ, obviously it's a good opportunity to keep it going like it was last game, keeping a team off the board offensively. And Peyton, it's a better chance for you to score and get more plays. What are you looking forward to this week?
I'm looking forward to me and Kel chemistry keep on getting better, and obviously our first string is not going to be on the game as long. So while we're out there, get the plays done, get our work done, and keep the intensity going, don't let down.
And AJ?
I'm looking forward to just playing hard and fast and having no injuries and running up the score for we can get some of the younger players in for more experience and just get them ready for when they come up and get on varsity.
Now, you mentioned the younger players, and of course, back in the long ago when I was officiating basketball, one of the most enjoyable things I found in a basketball game when they got to be a blowout, so many points ahead, the younger guys at the end of the bench get to come in and play. Mm-hmm. And you know who their biggest cheerleaders were? The guys that started the game. And to watch the starters cheer for the guys that have been on the other side of the line, taking the brunt of practices, especially in football. Yeah. Those second and third stringers are the guys that usually are what you're practicing. First strings, the ones you're practicing against. But don't you guys enjoy it when after you've done your job and gotten your team out to a comfortable lead, to see the younger guys get in, maybe get a good tackle, get up, throw a pass, catch a pass? Don't you enjoy that?
Yeah, I love it. I love when our little guys get out there and make good plays, catch a ball, take it 20. I just love it.
And I promise you, and folks out there, there's not a big, other than maybe mama and daddy, there's not a bigger cheerleader than the first stringers cheering for these second and third and fourth stringers that get out there, work hard, sweat just as much as you guys, dream of probably lay in bed at night and dream of playing football for Mount Pleasant High School. And they get out there, and they get that chance, and they do something great, and you guys are cheering them all the way. I think that's fantastic.
Yes, sir, it is.
Yeah, it is.
So, Coach, Scott Seal, best of luck. I'm not.
Thank you.
And I hope I didn't jinx you, but I think you guys are going to be all right. I'm gonna step out on the limb and say Mount Pleasant by at least by 21. At least by 21.
Gosh.
Okay, So I'm going to do that, and so then after Scotts Hill, where do you go from there? What's next after?
Yeah, you've looked so far ahead at this point.
Do you guys have a bye week? Do you have a bye?
Fall break. Fall break is.
Yeah, we got Adamsville before fall break.
Yeah.
At home. So that's a week from Friday, and then we have fall break.
Now let's talk about Adamsville just a minute before we go the next break. Adamsville is. Along with Lewis County, those are the two big hurdles within your region left, I would say.
Yeah, they're the real deal. They got a heck of a team, quarterback, coach, everything. Them and Lewis County had a war last week. The first half, Adamsville was up 27-7 and dominated. In the second half, Lewis County dominated and come back and won. So
unbelievable!
Wow.
At Adamsville, so it's wild. But we go Adamsville, East Hickman, who is never fun to play against, and then Lewis County. The fall breaks between Adamsville and East Hickman is a non-district game. So we don't have a lot of time to relax.
And mentioning East Hickman High School out off Highway 7 on the way to Dixon, matter of fact. And you said it's never fun to play against. And I know it was this way in basketball, but in football, do they just have this grit, this kind of – what do you call it?
Yeah, East Hickman's got grit. They run the ball 99.9% of the time.
It's just 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Every player
it's 3 yards until it's 7 yards, and then 10. They just try to beat you down, and do a good job ball control, and we played them every year. We've been, we've probably beat them 3 out of 5 times.
Okay.
Since I've been at Mount Pleasant. But it's always a good game. So, a big non-district game there with tiebreakers and stuff possibly on the line.
That's terrific. I don't know, Coach. I think the trajectory that you're on right now, and I'm just outsider looking in, I think things are setting up for hopefully a deep playoff run. I mean, if you guys can keep this on track, clean up what you need to clean up, do you agree that Mount Pleasant Tigers could?
I think we're getting better each and every week, and I think you got to host a playoff game if you want to make a run in the 2A West. There's no doubt it's pound for pound the toughest league in football. So, you got to host a playoff game if you're going to do that. So that's what we're working towards.
Okay. Coach Kit Hartsville, thank you for coming up and bringing 2 of your star players. Matter of fact, Mr. Peyton Niehaus is up for Offensive Player of the Week, and Mr. A.J. Sieber on the end is up for the Defensive Player of the Week. We'll award those around 8 o'clock, 8:15 tonight, and might see you guys again. Yep. You never know.
Yes, sir.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Trip Stoltz, owner of Columbia Ace Hardware. We are excited to announce that we have completely remodeled our store. We have expanded our selection in many brands including Milwaukee, Steel, and Big Green Egg. We have new inventory arriving daily, so come see the changes for yourself at 112 East James Campbell Boulevard, Columbia, Tennessee.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Dan McNabb Chevrolet, serving Columbia and the surrounding area since 1980. Stan McNabb Chevrolet is family-owned and does their best to make you feel like you're a part of the family. Commitment to customer service is the highest priority. Whatever your vehicle needs are, from sales to service, Stan McNabb is here to help. Stan McNabb Chevrolet is a dealership that cares about this community. Visit us online and get started today. Stan McNabb Chevrolet, where excellence and community converge.
Hello, my name is Zach Maddox. I'm a proud third-generation owner-operator of Columbia Paint and Wall Cover, founded by my grandfather, Ralph Maddox, in 1946. We offer a variety of paint and wall covering products, but our passion is customer service. We can offer many personalized services and can come out to your house or business if needed. Come visit us at our Columbia location or our new Spring Hill location behind Church of the City, or visit us online at paintcolumbia.com.
This is David Usselton with Usselton Automotive, located in Columbia, Tennessee. We service all foreign and domestic vehicles. We take pride in our work, and we don't cut corners. We offer a 5-year, 50,000-mile warranty and loan our cars with almost every repair. We are located at 1201 South High Street in Columbia, Tennessee. You can reach us at 931-215-1765 or find more information at usseltons.com.
At CSH, we know the sport of football builds discipline, character, and work ethic, 3 common characteristics of winners. It's a sport where we drowns out me. Leadership is nurtured, and that's why CSH supports all Murray County football teams, and want to say a special thanks and good luck to every player, coach, volunteer, and parent of this year's teams, from youth programs, middle schools, and high schools. We know football builds men that make a difference. Let's go.
We at Hollins Pharmacy must be doing something right. We've been providing pharmaceutical services in the Middle Tennessee area for over 60 years. The guiding principles of our business are fast, accurate, friendly, personal service. We do not have long waiting lines, and our phone calls are answered by a staff member. We strive to get to know our customers by name, not just a date of birth or number. We are your locally owned hometown pharmacy, and we appreciate your business. We urge you to come visit us at Hollins Pharmacy, 1608 Hatcher Lane here in Columbia.
Columbia Foodland is a locally owned and operated family grocery store with a full line of dry, dairy, frozen, meat, and produce items. We focus on keeping the freshest hand-cut meat and produce items daily with the most competitive prices in town. We offer weekly ad specials as well as in-store weekly specials throughout the store. Located at 427 West 7th Street in Columbia in the former Harris Foodland location. Columbia Foodland. We are here and ready to serve the wonderful people of Columbia and the surrounding areas.
Hello, I'm Rick Whitley. And I'm Daniel Pollard from Jones & Lang Sporting Goods. We would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for the many years of support. Since 1966, Jones & Lang has been locally owned and operated and supplying teams from T-ball to college. Stop by and see what we can do for you. We offer a wide variety of services from silk screening and embroidery to our custom trophy and awards department.
We're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday, 9 to noon. Remember, Jones & Lang Sporting Goods, the look of a winner.
And welcome back in. This is the Maury County Public Schools Sports Zone. Home cooked by Puckett's Restaurant, powered by
CPWS Internet, of course.
That's right. But this is the coach's show.
Yep.
And this is what we got up here. We got us a coach. Battle Creek.
The Grizzlies.
Battle Creek assistant coach Marcus Warfield. Is that correct?
Correct.
Right, Coach Warfield. And you brought two of your players with you. Mr. number 11, and I know he's number 11 because it says it right there on his shirt.
Yes,
Alex Gurley. Alex, you play cornerback
yes,
for
sir.
the Grizzlies.
Yes, sir.
And number 7, right there on his sleeve, Connor Duncan. Connor's an inside linebacker and outside linebacker for the Battle Creek Grizzlies. Now, normally I would say, what year are you? But I know neither one of you are seniors because Battle Creek doesn't have seniors right now.
Correct.
And you guys went over to Dixon County this past week to play Creekwood High School.
Right.
And played them one heck of a ball game. And after doing having an incredible second half, came down to basically the difference in the ball game was a turnover. Would you say? I mean,
that was correct.
it was significant on the outcome of the game, right?
Right.
So let's try to explain to folks what happened at halftime. The Battle Creek Grizzlies are down 20-6 to Dixon, and then with roughly 6.5 minutes to go left in the fourth quarter, they're down by 7, 27 to 20 to Creekwood. Excuse me.
Right.
You stop Creekwood on about their 4 or 5 yard line. They line up for a field goal, and you block the field goal.
We blocked the field goal
to keep it within a touchdown.
Right.
And then, of course, with the blocked field goal, you get the ball back on your own 2 inside the 5, and then unfortunately just made a mistake and turned the ball over right there.
It was more so
of them making a really good play. How did that play transpire?
All right, so we got the ball, and what we did was we want to put the ball in the playmaker's hands, which we went for one of our receivers, Stanley Williams Jr.
Oh yeah, I know Stanley's been on. He's been on the show before.
Football is a game of inches. We dropped back through a deep pass. It was probably about 6 or 7 inches too long, which would have been a bomb for a touchdown to possibly tie the game.
Well, yeah, and we know Stanley. Stanley's got that big, pretty smile, and and just like you do. But Stanley and Stanley's fast, and matter of fact, has he won Player of the Week?
He was a candidate last week, but not for offense. He got 2 interceptions, and he was a defensive star in that game. But he scored earlier in the Creekwood game on a long pass, similarly to what you were describing. So. Contrast that to the positives of a Stanley Williams touchdown to you're inches away and you're unable to connect, and that really flips the game.
Right. So with that being said, it was 27-20. Then we went for the ball, so they gave them great field position, and they were able to score off of that.
Right. So, okay, this is Battle Creek's second year in existence. I mean, 2 years, been a high school. The grammar school, middle school have been around a little bit longer. High school is just installed. Beautiful stadium, beautiful field. I mean, everything looks terrific out there. This is your second year.
Right.
You came on board with head coach Justin Burham. Give us your assessment at this point of where Battle Creek Grizzlies football program is, your competitive level without having a senior class. Tell us. Give us your assessment of that.
As far as my assessment, I believe that we are ahead of where people thought we would be. Even though right now record shows 1-3, 1-4, whatever it is.
Okay.
But even though it shows that, what we've done is we've came out and competed. We've been able to compete with people. They didn't think we would be able to stand on the field with them, but we've been able to compete.
And when you're talking about are you talking about your opponents maybe?
Opponents.
Even your opponents look at you and say, you don't have seniors, right? I mean, right, guys? Right. You guys don't have seniors on your team. You guys can't run with us. You can't handle us because you're just not old enough, right? Or not seasoned enough, experienced enough. And so do you think that type of – and I'm just going to use the word disrespect because that's kind of what it is. If you look at your opponent like they're much weaker, you're not giving them much respect. And does that build a fire within your coaching staff and your players? Does that make you guys work a little harder and run a little faster, hit a little harder? And does that make sense?
It does because, we know coming out that teams are going to be looking to embarrass us. You're new kids on the block. This is your first year playing varsity. So we know that they're going to come out looking just flat out to embarrass us. But when they get out there and they can't push us around like they want to, and they see they have to make changes.
You see their expressions on their face and they're bouncing around and kind of their bravado change a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Right? Mm-hmm. I mean, wait a minute. These guys are for real. Mm-hmm. And go ahead.
It's just like with this Creekwood game. They said going into halftime we were down 20-6, and they thought that game was over. But we came out with a different attitude.
Hit them in the mouth and said, "Hey, we're here to play."
Right.
You all might have won the first half, but football is obviously a four quarter
game.
That's right.
And Coach, after such history for Battle Creek High School, winning the first varsity game ever, how were you preparing your position players and the team overall to go into a game like Creekwood and try and win again? I mean, the standard is winning, and you want to continue to stack those, but it's big, and it's a big deal to get that first win. Now you got to get the second one. How were you preparing your team for that?
We prepare them just the same as we've been doing. Going out with me, I coach the offensive, defensive line, so mainly the offense. You have to go out and be able to move people, regardless of size, which our linemen are some games we play a lot smaller.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
A lot smaller than the other team. So we have to find ways just to go out and move people.
Yeah. Leverage. It's about leverage. And
the low man wins the battle.
There you go.
And I want to ask that same question to the two players we have here. You guys were a part of Battle Creek history. That's something you will remember forever. Two defensive players, defensive stars for the Grizzly team. You guys got that first win, and you headed into Creekwood, and now you have the expectation that you have to win again. How are you preparing for that, and how are you feeling, obviously, with the loss, but moving forward, now you got that first win under your belt?
I'd say it's really more of a mental mental property of it, because even though we won, we still have a lot more games to come after that. Really, it just boils down to how you really think about the game and how you come off of what, or what's there.
Then again, we were supposed to win it, and so now we got to keep winning. And sadly, we did lose, but that's okay because we're going to go in Marshall County this week and finish up some.
Right. Well, last week we had your quarterback up here, Colton Barba, and he is back up for one of the offensive players of the week for this week. I mean, Colton had a terrific game, 10 of 16 for 273 and 2 TDs. I mean, that's a good win. That's a good night for a quarterback. I don't care if you're Joe Montana or Patrick Mahomes. It doesn't make any difference. That's a good night. And so, talking about the first varsity win for you guys, and I just want to tell you, when you get old like me, and you go back to see your son or your grandson or whatever it is, or daughter or granddaughter cheerlead or whatever it is, or play for Battle Creek, you two guys will say, you know what? I remember back when we got the first varsity win ever against Moore County for the Battle Creek Grizzlies. And I know that has to make you proud. I mean, you're an inside linebacker, an outside linebacker. Who's the play caller on defense for you guys, Coach?
Aiden Barber.
There you go.
Oh, okay. So, and I mean, the thing about it is that you'll carry that sense of pride and that feeling of that first victory for Battle Creek Grizzlies in your heart and in your brain for the rest of your life. And that has to be a very special moment for you.
I'll always be proud of it.
That's terrific. It's just amazing. And you have to be so happy that you're a part of that also. But I know you're more happy for the kids in the program
we're happy for it as coaches, but more happy for the kids because we know they go in and week out and put in hard work.
Sure.
Nobody works harder than our kids.
Sure.
And just happy to see them get that first win.
And as
they deserved it.
And we were talking about with Coach Hartsville from Mount Pleasant. Now they've got a terrific team this year. They took care of business in a big way against Riverside this past Friday night, 50-14. So that gives them the advantage of being able to pull some of their ones out and put in 2s and 3s and get them some playing time. And, of course, now you guys, right now, without a senior class, you're probably rarely going to run into that situation unless you're on the wrong end of everything. You know what I mean? Still, even if you're on the wrong end of it at this point in time, and a young high school is going to take its bumps. But even if you're on the wrong end, you still, at that point in time, you're able to get your 2s and 3s in there. The same guys that aren't 1s, but they show up at practice, they work hard, they sweat a lot, it's hot in the summertime, they get hit, they're on the practice team against the 1s, taking it on the chin day after day in practice. But you guys, let's talk a little bit about that. Even when they get in the game late, the game's already decided, and unfortunately, you guys might be on the wrong end. Don't you still find joy in watching those guys play?
100%.
I mean,
yeah,
they deserve it. They deserve the accolades that Colton Barber and you guys get, as much as just being a part of the team. Because without them, you wouldn't have a team either. You wouldn't have a team to practice against, right, Coach? I mean,
that's correct. And one thing about it is, as coaches, we love seeing our starters, our ones, cheering on the other players.
Isn't that a great feeling?
One big thing is we have a kicker that's an exchange student. And he might go kick an extra point, and when you look and see the whole sideline and the entire stadium cheering for him, it's a whole different feeling.
Well, goodness gracious, look who's joining us now.
Coach Burham.
Coach Barber. Coach Burham, excuse me. Coach Barber. That's your quarterback's name. Did you guys, Alex and Connor, did you know that he was going to come? Or did you just figure he wasn't going to show up.
No, man.
How you doing, Justin? Head coach Justin Byrne with the Battle Creek Grizzlies. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I wouldn't have lost my keys.
Late for class. We're going to have to peek slip him to the principal for being late to class. But how you doing?
I'm well. How about yourself?
Everything's okay. We were talking about the Creekwood game a little bit before you got here.
It was a good game.
It was. I mean, you got to be proud of your boys.
Oh, of course.
20-6 at halftime.
Down 2 scores, man, and we had a little come to Jesus moment with timeout right before half, and we either figured out we're gonna let them go score, or we're gonna make a stop and come out and fight the second half and make a stop. And we made it a ball game with about 5-6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. It's 27-20. We blocked a field goal and had to end up trying to go 98 yards to tie it up. And took a shot on the first play, and if it connects, we'll probably look at tying up, maybe going for 2. But
Stanley's gone.
Yeah.
If it just a little bit more air into that ball, Stanley's gone.
Stanley's been Stanley. And I think somebody said it last week, and it's the most true statement, man. Winning is a learned habit. You have to learn how to win. It's just not, it don't come to you naturally. And have a bunch of young guys in that situation with a chance to go win it at the end and have a shot. That's a big testament to how they work and their dedication to building this program.
So coming up this week for the Grizzlies, you got Marshall County. We got 2 defensive players up here. You guys are aware that the Marshall County quarterback did win Mr. Football in previous years. So talk to me about how you guys are preparing that with your respective positions, guarding and preparing for somebody of that magnitude that's really good.
To be honest, just another game that we got to win. That's really all to it.
He's another quarterback. He's another player.
Yeah.
Correct.
Throw that Mr. Football stuff out and just go out and play.
Marshall County is really, really good. Coach Osteen does a really, really great job with that program. I was telling somebody that wasn't familiar, they said, what is Marshall County? I said, to me, Marshall County is a team that always has size and athletes and coached very well.
Many great athletes have come through Marshall County and played basketball, football, you name it. They produce a lot of terrific athletes and professional athletes out of Marshall County.
I was joking with the boys. I said, if y'all want to know what a linebacker looks like, just go look up Dante Hotto.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Roll Tide.
Nah, I don't know about all that now. Moving a little too fast for me. I ain't saying all that now.
Well, I had to get that in there before we lose to Georgia. No, I mean, before we play Georgia. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
You said it right.
That's slip. That's just slip. So, Coach, you were talking about the Creekwood game. You're down 20-6 at halftime. Said you had to come to Jesus, baby. Really, I interpret that as you at halftime challenged your team and said, are we going to roll over, or are we going to get out here, hit them in the mouth, put some points on the board, hold them for putting points, and get back in this ball game? Well, you challenged your players.
Yes, sir. Well, actually, before halftime, when was it, fellas? It was a timeout right before in the second quarter, when they were driving. It wasn't a timeout. I'll take it back. We had 2 players go down at the same time, right. And one was a cramp and one was something else. And I called them over and I said, look, we're at the turning point right now again. I said, in Lincoln County, this happened. We decided to kind of tuck tail and not put up a fight. I said, are you going to do that again and get 49 hung on us, or are you going to bow your back and find a way to fight? And they bowed their back and they found a way to fight.
And how proud you must be.
I'm very proud.
I mean, and you too, Coach Warfel. These are your guys that go into battle for you, the generals. They're going into battle for themselves and for you.
And they're learning too.
Yes.
And like you said, winning and learning how to win and get better and at least get close to winning is a learned process. It's a process of getting better and better each day, being a better football team, better coaching, better playing, and it all evolves into a winning culture at Battle Creek High School.
It does, and I was telling these guys that earlier in the year that there's no shade to anybody, but when you build a program, like, you start from scratch. These kids that we have are freshmen and sophomores. So the freshmen were part of the program. The 8th graders are coming from a middle school program. What do they really have to lean on and learn from a winning culture as a high school program? They don't know. So they have to figure that out and find it along the way. Then on top of that, you have no leadership from seniors to show them what it's like to be done. So everything now is you learn as you go.
Sure.
But they're doing that. They're fighting. We're limiting our mistakes. Instead of making the same mistake 7 times, to make it 3. Now if we go from not making the same mistake 3 times to making it once, then we'll grow and we'll compete with more.
And Coach, when you say program, I imagine it's got to make all the young players on your team look forward to what's in store for the Grizzlies. Your players here, I want to know what you guys' goals are for this Battle Creek team. I mean, even individually, what you think you can see out of your teammates in the future. You've got more years to play. What are your thoughts for the future of Grizzly football?
To show growth in everything that we do.
Sounds like he's heard that. I don't know, but it sounds like you've heard that somewhere before.
I think he has.
I don't know, get better every day. Improve every day. Growth in everything we do. I think I've heard that somewhere before.
I have too.
So you guys, think of it this way. I know this year and last year, of course, last year you played more of a junior varsity schedule. This year, varsity schedule. And competition steps up a little bit. It gets a little tough, and there are going to be some bumps in the road along the way, some speed bumps that you'll hit. But the most beautiful thing about it, Coach and guys, is you're not seniors. This isn't your last go-round. You got a whole nother year to go, a whole nother year to get bigger, a whole nother year to get stronger, and a whole nother year to enjoy being a high school football player and enjoy high school. And that's something to be grateful for, in my opinion.
Almost definitely.
A lot of players that we talk to or that come up here on this show, this is, they're on the clock.
Yeah.
It's ticking. There's might be 4 or 5 games left in their whole career. But hey, look at it this way, guys. Might have been on some rough end of some scores this year, but you got your first varsity win, and you got a whole nother year and a half of football to go.
We ain't done now. We got 5 other games now. Don't count.
I'm not. I'm just saying that these guys, being just juniors, they still have a whole nother year to come back and enjoy next year too.
Oh, they do. We tell them every Friday.
And that's something to be thankful for, I think.
That's it.
Absolutely.
It is.
All right, so what we got coming up? We got Marshall County coming up. And then one more game. Who's after Marshall County?
After Marshall County, we have Montgomery Central, and then we get our bye week.
Montgomery Central, and then the break, right?
Yeah.
And do you know anything about Montgomery Central at all?
Man, we one at a time. I know the Red
I know, first things first, right? Marshall County. Marshall County, they're having a good time. It seems like they enjoy coming over here to Murray County.
They do. Coach Holstein has a good record in Murray County.
Yeah, that's Coach Golf, but they hadn't run into too, as we say down the country.
Last week we said we'll be talking about a second win, and we ain't. So let's slow down a little bit.
How you want to take us out?
Thank you, the Battle Creek Grizzlies, for joining us.
Alex Gurley, Connor Duncan, Coach Warfield, Coach Burham.
Good luck this week versus Marshall County.
Thank you guys. We appreciate you all showing up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with you. I'm Landon Sechrist. This is Drake Colley. This is the Murray County Public Schools Sports Zone powered by CPWS. We'll see you on the other side.
Is your insurance up to date in today's world? Foster Insurance Agency is an insurance agency you can depend on for your commercial and personal insurance needs. Foster tailors insurance coverage to meet your unique requirements stemming from years of experience and represents several top-rated companies such as Erie Insurance. Call Mike Ford or Jimmy Ford today at 931-388-8365 or stop by their convenient Columbia location at 204 West 4th Street. Foster Insurance, serving Middle Tennessee since 1952.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Ford, Foster Insurance Agency here in downtown Columbia. We've been here since 1952, located at 204 West 4th Street. We specialize in commercial insurance. We write home, auto, and life insurance. We write anything from your bulldozer to your helicopter, from churches to bars. Come see myself, Mike, Shelby, or Nikki. We'll be happy to take care of you. We specialize in service.
Farmer Johnny here, Taylor Family Farm. I want to give y'all a little look-see. We raise 100% non-GMO, grass-fed beef, pasture chicken, and pork on our family farm. Everything that we grow is raised with love and care to ensure the highest quality and nutrition for our family and customers. You can shop online at TaylorFamilyFarmTN.com or visit our farm store in person at Etheridge, Tennessee at 301 Dave Reisner Road. That's TaylorFamilyFarmTN.com for more information.
Some people are just obsessed with their lawns. They'd cut their grass with a pair of scissors if they could. Thanks to Gravely, they don't have to. You see, Gravely makes not only the best built and most comfortable lawnmowers, they also leave your house looking like a doggone country club. So whether you're a commercial landscaper wanting the best or just a perfectionist homeowner, you can't do better than a Gravely.
See our full line of Gravely products at Murray County Equipment, 1075 North James Campbell Boulevard in Columbia, Tennessee, or check us out on Facebook.
This is Hal Landers, owner of Landers Insurance Agency. We are an independent agency representing the famous Erie Insurance Group. Landers Insurance Agency has been committed to providing great rates and great service since 2002. Whether it's home and auto or business or life insurance, we've got you covered. 24/7 in-house claim service, we've got that too. Visit Landers Insurance at 514 North Garden Street, Columbia. Call us at 931-380-2003. Our website is landersinsuranceagency.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Do you wanna be a bad man? Yes, you do. Do you wanna taste sweet salvation underneath the summer moon? Do you need another hand now? Yes, you do. Go see Miss Josie down on Columbus Avenue. All right, Columbus Avenue.
Columbia Power and Water Systems is dedicated to bringing our customers reliable, local service. Whether you're turning on a light switch, your faucet, or streaming on TV, our dedicated team members from here in Murray County work every day to keep you on. If you need us, call us 931-388-4833 or visit cpws.com. CPWS, local service, local support.
Hi, I'm Robert Rogers at Parks Motor Sales Buick GMC.
And I'm Michael Parks Lawrence at Parks Motor Sales Buick GMC.
Together, we're Mr. Bobby Parks' grandsons, and we run his dealership, and we are glad to be part of our local community.
Being family owned and operated, we invest heavily in our community.
We do things like sports teams, schools, bands, you name it. We try to help everybody we can.
The reason why we do this is because we all love this community.
So come do business with us, your neighbors, at Parks Motor Sales in Columbia, Tennessee, right off Nashville Highway, or at parksmotorsales.com.
Welcome back to the Murray County Public Schools Sports Zone here, home cooked by Puckett's and powered by CPWS Internet. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're here at Puckett's, if you are listening, please go to the Front Porch Sports Network Facebook page and take a look
on your phone
at
and go
the
to Facebook.
Offensive Player of the Week poll race, because the polls are open until 8 o'clock tonight. And it's very, very tight. I believe it's within
50 more minutes. These polls are going to be open.
It's within 15 votes right now. It's a really tight race. If you haven't cast your vote yet, please do so.
Okay, and this is it. Colton Barber on the offensive side. Colton Barber for Battle Creek. Lionel Brooks for Spring Hill. That's your guy.
Yes, sir. Number 8.
Peyton Niehaus from Mount Pleasant and Daniel Booker from Columbia are all the offensive players. Columbia's being represented right there. On the defensive side, Zay Williams of Battle Creek, Seneca Caldwell of Spring Hill, A.J. Sieber of Mount Pleasant, and Jamari Hall of Columbia. You've got about 47 minutes.
Make your votes right
to
now.
make your votes on Facebook. And just search Front Porch
Sports Network, and we will announce the winner
right after 8 o'clock.
After 8 o'clock.
And the winner hopefully will still be here, and we can give them a gift card or two from Puckett's Restaurant.
Who we got here on stage with us, Drake? Who we got here?
We've got an assistant head coach and the head coach of the Spring Hill High School Raiders. And from Spring Hill High School, I got a question. I got to know something first. Is Spring Hill High School on which side of the city limits is the Spring Hill High School?
Oh, don't open up that can of worms.
No, I don't know. I mean, it's right there. It's like Neapolis. There's like Neapolis.
Yeah,
and let me tell you something. I'm so old. In Neapolis, there used to be one little country store called Fox's Grocery Store right there, and he had one gas pump.
Yes, sir.
And out of the Coke machine where you had like bottle caps, he just dumped his bottle caps out around the gas pump, and people just drove right over the bottle caps. And I lived so close there, I used to ride my bike up there and get something to drink. But that was the only store in that whole. Everything else was farmland.
I can remember in Spring Hill, all it was the Piggly Wiggly.
That's right.
McDonald's.
That's
really
right.
Elementary school.
That's exactly right.
Yes, sir.
But anyway, okay. Look, I'm sorry. I got off track. I mean, I'm just reminiscing. Old people, get to my age, you like to talk about the old days. You'll be there one of these days, Coach.
Oh man, I feel like I'm there.
Head Coach Joshua Taylor, Assistant Coach Landon. Jesse Smithson.
Yes, sir.
And you're the offensive lines coach.
Yes, sir. We go by
So
the
that's why
names.
you brought these.
Big
That's why you
boys.
brought these two.
Hog mollies.
Swifties down here, huh?
The big boys, the
Get after it.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so let's talk about. You got a win last week against Maplewood. You went up to Metro, to Nashville, Davidson County, City Mouse, Country Mouse. You know that story, City Mouse, Country Mouse.
Right, yeah.
So the Country Mouse goes to the big city and comes back victorious, 23-11.
Yes, sir. It felt good, man. We had the game plan, both sides of the ball. Offense took the thing down there, scored. We've been talking about getting a fast start. We've been pretty good in the second half. We've been coming back all year long, right? Trying to come back. And, we wanted a good start, and we got a good start. The defense closed it out with a sack and a fumble for a touchdown on the last touchdown of the game, for our last touchdown of the game. And so, it was a team effort. So we have some sloppy things in between for sure. We still want to clean up a lot of things we can do better. But it was good to get out to a good start and compete for 4 quarters and that playing the kind of ball we know we can play.
And early, our first team that came on was the Mount Pleasant Tigers, and they were victorious over their kind of regional nemesis, Riverside High School down from Decatur County.
Big win for them.
And talking about starting out well, I mean, Mount Pleasant first quarter before they knew it, they were up. Mount Pleasant was up 28-0. I mean, they had like a TD, a return, blocked a punt for a touchdown, returned a punt for a touchdown. I mean, boom, 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 boom. And Riverside and Coach Hartsville was talking about looking across and just seeing that their opponents were just deflated and just kind of shocked, and their will was even. They've hardly been on the field, and their will was already broken. But you're talking, and that's what I'm getting at, is starting out on the right foot, having some things go your way as a team. Absolutely. But then there's also that part of it that when you get off to a good start, you as a team and a coaching staff, you have to maintain that. There's not don't take a breath or rest, because then you allow your opponent to get back in the game.
And I think that's exactly what happened to us. No no disrespect to Maplewood, but I think we had the kind of night and the kind of game plan and the kind of players right over here that can, we could have probably done a little bit more, honestly, and that's what we told them. We got a little sloppy, especially on our special teams play, and so we don't want to do that again. We want to, when we get that lead, we get a 2-score lead early in the game like that in the first quarter, we want to make it a 3-score or 4-score lead and leave no doubt. And kind of what Coach Hartsfield talked about a little bit, and hey, we're here to win and dominate every snap. And so we probably didn't dominate every snap, but we showed we were the better team, and I appreciate the group effort. And when Maplewood wanted to try to mount a little bit of a comeback, we were able to shut it down. We picked up key first downs. We got stops on defense, and we didn't let it happen, but we probably could have done a little bit more.
Well, and Coach Smithson and Coach Taylor, you all, I think, will both agree with me. Even when you have success early and get out to a not comfortable, but you get out to a lead, and then you have a few moments of a few laxes, a few laps in brain power or effort. It allows you as coaches to kind of get it back engaged with your team, even though you're in the lead and doing well. You still that kind of sparks your fire to keep coaching even during the good times.
Yes, I would say for us up front for the Bullnecks, we always know that there's going to be some things that we can't control up front, but we're going to control what we can control, and we're going to keep playing ball and keep playing hard and being fast and physical, and we know at the end of the day it's going to work out for us because we got some good people behind us. We got 8 that stands back there, man, and I know y'all all heard about Lionel. He does his thing, but he knows he's not going to go nowhere without the Bullnecks.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And to my right here, this is a special thing for me because I'm a Landon that played for Spring Hill High School, and I've got a Landon sitting right next to me to my right. I would love to have him block for me. He plays left tackle for the Raiders, Landon Hill. Landon, your mentality as an offensive lineman, you are very large. How can you dominate the line of scrimmage and really dictate that in a game? And what do you look forward to doing in games to those defensive linemen blocking for people like Lionel, Anthony Tran? What do you look forward to in games?
Well, I really look forward to blocking for Anthony Trent and Lionel. They're my guys. I love blocking for them every day in practice and games and wherever else I got to block for them. But I feel like when it comes to most, being a bullneck and blocking on the offensive line, I got to have a lot of nastiness and a lot of grit and a lot of technique.
Yeah. And with that, we've got the center here, Bryson Rodriguez. Bryson, you have a very important job, snapping the ball every single play, and if you make a mistake, everybody's going to rip your head off.
Yes, sir.
So that comes with a lot. Obviously, you have a lot of responsibility. Does your mentality differ from Landon's at all?
No, sir. Really, snapping is just an instinct to me at this point, but blocking for Anthony and blocking for Lionel was probably, I couldn't be more proud than watching Lionel run for an 80-yard touchdown or Anthony break it off up the middle for a 50-yard touchdown. But either way, I just come out there, try to have fun, and stick to what Coach Smithson taught me.
And I know Anthony, and I'm not sure if we had Lionel on the show or not, but we had Anthony Tran on last week, I believe, came up. And just knowing Anthony and talking with him and that beautiful smile that kid has, I know he's appreciative of guys like Mr. Rodriguez and Mr. Hill here that are opening up the holes and allow him to kind of get the glory. But I tell you what, I know you guys probably, when you get back in the locker room or after the game or next day at school or the next Monday at school, be sure that you remind those guys, hey, if it wasn't for us, you guys wouldn't be getting all the glory, right? I mean, and not to say and not say it in a mean way or a hateful, just a friendly reminder. You guys look good running in the end zone, but next time tell people how you got there, and it's a team effort.
Well, as a team effort, as you talk about that, Monday, honestly, I have a lot of guys always messaging me saying, "Hey, Coach, what's our score?" We call ourselves the Bullnecks. A bull's neck and its shoulders holds everything together. That's kind of what we go off of. Each week I grade out kids on their assignment, their effort, and then their technique, and I give out a total percentage, and I post those out in front of our locker room for not only our Bullnecks to see, but everybody on the team, like who did the best that week. And then whoever has the highest percentage, we have a bullhorn that we fight for each week, and the highest grader gets the bullhorn. And then we also got the juice of the week. Who has the most pancakes, most knockdobs, we give them a juice box.
Okay, I got
so we
you.
try to motivate that away,
Sure,
so they know.
Sure. Sure.
Yes, sir.
And so, Coach Taylor, you obviously, Coach Smithson has his group and ready to go. and you'll probably agree with every high school or every football coach, pee-wee coach, whatever level of coaching, the game is won and lost in the trenches.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's it. Coach Nick Saban, who coaches my school where I went to school, he doesn't anymore, unfortunately. Okay. But I'll be okay. Thank you. I appreciate the pass. I'll make it. Hopefully. Just call me late Saturday night. I'll let you know. Check, see how I'm doing. Right. But you know, he of course, he's in my opinion, the GOAT. He knows it. And one of his main things, he says the game is won and lost on the defensive line and the offensive line. And how important it's even on the high school level, it's super important.
Right. No, it's the utmost importance. You know, Coach Misson, man, I can't give him enough credit for what he does, man. I met this guy when he came on staff, didn't know him beforehand, but he bleeds that maroon. He's a Spring Hill guy through and through, but he's an offensive line guy through and through also, man. Offensive line guy, he's the most important guy on our staff. And that is the most important unit.
Now, wait a minute.
On our team.
Now, did you know what you just said?
I did.
You said, that's like saying he's like your favorite child. That's like having 4 kids and saying this one's she's my favorite. The other 3 are going to get upset.
All right, well,
he's one of your favorite coaches.
He's my favorite.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna let you hang yourself on that one. I'm not gonna argue.
I love all of them, right? But the offensive line is where it starts. That is the attitude our team takes.
First things first.
And so within that locker room, the attitude our team takes is going to be what our offensive line does.
Okay.
They are like he said, they are the foundation. It starts with them. And so when they're playing well, when they're playing right, when they're aggressive, they're confident, the team is going to follow what they do. When they're getting pancake blocks out there, when they're protecting our quarterbacks, everything is going to. The game is that much easier.
Everything flows. Everything flows from those 2 lines.
Absolutely. I'm a defensive guy. You know, I'm gonna tell you. You know, I tell the guys all the time, man, they can't win if they can't score. Listen, if we have the ball because we are ground and pounding the other team, then it's hard for the other team to score. So let's get the football to our offense. Let our offensive line put guys on the ground, move guys out the way, make those blocks, open up those holes, and then Lionel Brooks or Anthony on. And they may say touchdown Brooks or touchdown. And they may say touchdown Brooks or touchdown Raiders, but that goes to Bryson Rodriguez and Landon Hill and Rashad Cooper and Brandon Boshears and Ryan Boshears, Gavin Hooker, all these guys that are out there. We got a veteran offensive line that I'm super proud of, the work they put in every single day. They started really back in December. These guys, they go in the weight room and they work, they lift, they run, whatever they want to do. They have probably put more minutes, more hours on the practice field and in the weight room
than anybody else.
Any unit on our team. And so I'm very, very proud of them. I'm so glad they're right here, right now, getting recognition because they have done a great job. You know, kind of. You know, they were young last year. It took a lot of licks, man. He was he was left tackle last year as a sophomore and took a lot of licks. Man, he's probably put on 30 guy to be able to have that success. So it's just awesome for me. But honestly, man, when I was talking about Coach Smithson, it stems from him. You should see it. We kind of joke, man, and don't take it the wrong way or anything. But like we tell the old lineman, y'all a little cultish over there, man. You know, like whatever he's telling them, they're buying it. But I'm loving it because he's telling them the right things and they're doing the right things. And this unit is leading us and making us so much better. So like this dude. Like I said, I'm glad I ran into him, glad I met him, I'm glad he's our O-line coach.
And Landon and Bryson, as I said before, I was a running back, so I know how much it means to get those scores and get those lanes to be able to be in a position to make big plays. If I'm correct, Lionel Brooks has had over about 150 rushing yards in every game that he's played. I mean, that's monumental, and it really comes down to you guys. What do you focus on in practice that really translates to the game to where Lionel Brooks can have success and Anthony Tran can have success?
Well, I think one of the most important things is obviously working on our technique. We do a lot of different drills every day to help us focus in and perfect our craft. And another thing is going 100% every play, every practice. Because when it becomes hard in practice, it'll become easy in the game.
Yeah. And Bryson,
yes,
you're he's the middle of the offensive line coach. And, you know, I don't know how many run plays you all run that go straight up the middle or you're catered to, but you have to focus on some different things, and you also have to snap the ball every play. So how is your approach different, and what do you really focus in on from week to week?
From week to week, I mostly watch film and look how their D-line mostly lines up. Head up, I love it. I love my odds on a head-up battle because head-up battle is just me and him. I don't have no help, and I can just rely on myself. But we do run a lot of outside runs and everything like that, and I love just running out there and hitting my block and finishing through the whistle for Lionel and Anthony.
And so, since we've got, and Coach Taylor, since we've got your offensive line coach up here, Coach Smithson, and 2 offensive linemen, we talk about if people that follow the NFL, people that follow college, it's so important to have a cohesiveness among your starting 5 offensive linemen. They have to, and you guys will hopefully agree with me that you work as a cohesive unit. So to have starters that are used to working with each other on offensive line, when you have to patch in for injured players or whatever the deal is, and you have to start different offensive lines, it affects the whole effectiveness of an offensive line. Can you talk a little bit about the pros of having 5 starters start for you from game 1 and try to keep them together through the whole season?
Well, like he said, we had a lot of guys that played last year as sophomores, and I had 4 sophomores that started last year, and all those guys.
And experience is experience.
And experience is experience, and those guys have all gelled really well together. And up front, I'd have to say that buying in to what you believe and knowing that we affect everything, like Coach Taylor said, I think that makes the biggest difference for us, knowing that we can all be for one another. But, you talk about having 5 linemen. I don't have 5, sir. I got 7 or 8 that I trust. I know I can play. We play up tempo.
Plug them in wherever you need to.
Exactly. If they can play, they can play. One of them's Ryan Boshears. He's pretty much our 6th lineman. I can put that kid anywhere he wants to, and he's going to go give me his best.
And what a luxury. What a luxury that is.
A lot of people don't have that, and it comes from playing so many sophomores that we played last year. And, there's times where all of a sudden the guys are calling me on Saturdays, hey, Coach, you want to go out and go eat some Waffle House together? They're calling me wanting to come over to my house and hang out with my kids and stuff, because they got friends that live in my neighborhood.
And there's nothing, isn't that wonderful?
I love it, honestly. It gives me that family atmosphere, and like Coach Taylor said, I bleed maroon, man. I graduated here in 2012 and stuff. We ended up having my sophomore year, we went 9-2. So, I know that what that victory tastes like, and I know it's going to be led through the Bullnecks up front, and they know that as well. And we all buy in it together. I love this game, and I love, like I said, bleed maroon, man. It can't get no better than that, being in the offensive line room. I'm telling you that right now.
What about Creekwood?
They're tough, man.
You got them Friday night. Our game day,
of the week.
Our game of the Murray County Public School game of the week. We're going to have the crew up there. We're going to have you on stage. Bring Coach Smithson back. Right. You can bring whoever you want to. Bring these guys back.
All right.
But we expect to win out of Creekwood. Battle Creek took them to the brink this past weekend in Creekwood. At Creekwood, and so we don't expect any less from you guys. If that's okay, I'm gonna go and put it on your back.
I've actually told the boys similar things, right? And so we want to go out there, make a statement. It's our first region game. We want to put forth our best effort for 4 quarters. Creekwood's a strong team. Their offensive line's really good. They do a lot of heavy personnel. They run out formation a lot, which you don't necessarily see true out formation a whole lot in 2025. But they do it. They do it well. And we understand that. We want to go get a stop. Their defense, they're really fast up front. They're really aggressive up front. And so, again, our D-line, our O-line is going to have to lead the way if we want to win this ball game. And so we haven't been shy about letting our offensive line coaches and offensive linemen and defensive linemen know, hey, we want to win this game. It's going to have to be spearheaded by you up front. Y'all are going to have to play. You're going to have to win your matchups. And the thing is, that's what they wanted to hear. They're excited about it. And so I'm excited to see how it goes.
Sure.
So we'll
and after you get a win, it kind of you get a little taste in your mouth, and you think, hey, man, this is fun. We need to do this again.
Momentum's a football's momentum game.
Yeah. We've really enjoyed talking with you guys. We're going to close this down. Coach, Spring Hill offensive line coach Jesse Smithson, head coach Joshua Taylor. On the end down there, we've got Spring Hill center number 59, Bryson Rodriguez, and the offensive left tackle, Landon Hill. You all give him a round of applause. Thank you for being with us. This is the Murray County Public Schools Sports Zone. Homecooked
by Puckett's Restaurant, where we are.
Yeah, powered by CPWS Internet.
I'm Landon Seacrest.
I'm Drake Colley. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Stan McNabb Chevrolet, serving Columbia and the surrounding area since 1980. Stan McNabb Chevrolet is family owned and does their best to make you feel like you're a part of the family. Commitment to customer service is the highest priority. Whatever your vehicle needs are, from sales to service, Stan McNabb is here to help. Stan McNabb Chevrolet is a dealership that cares about this community. Visit us online and get started today. Stan McNabb Chevrolet, where excellence and community converge.
We all live very busy lives. Sometimes we just need a break. Wouldn't it be nice to have an extra pair of hands to help out? Let me introduce you to New Dawn Cleaning Service. No job is too big or too small because they do it all, from residential to commercial. They offer standard cleaning, construction cleaning, carpet shampooing, and window cleaning. Whether you are looking for a one-time service or regular scheduled cleaning plan, New Dawn is ready to help. With years of experience, you can relax, kick back, and call New Dawn Cleaning Service at 615-977-6901.
Hello, this is Rick Tillis from Tillis Jewelry. What is a full-service jeweler? Experienced staff, custom designers, in-house jewelry repairs, and beautiful jewelry. Yes, at Tillis Jewelry, we are passionate, knowledgeable, and committed to integrity. We strive to be the best in our community and in our profession. We build long-term relationships and become part of family traditions that will cross generations. We delight clients by providing an unparalleled selection, superior service, and exceptional value. Tillis Jewelry, we exceed your expectations.
Hey, this is Trip Stoltz, owner of Columbia Ace Hardware. We are excited to announce that we have completely remodeled our store. We have expanded our selection in many brands including Milwaukee, Steel, and Big Green Egg. We have new inventory arriving daily, so come see the changes for yourself at 112 East James Campbell Boulevard, Columbia, Tennessee.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
At CSH, we know the sport of football builds discipline, character, and work ethic, 3 common characteristics of winners. It's a sport where we drowns out me. Leadership is nurtured, and that's why CSH supports all Murray County football teams, and want to say a special thanks and good luck to every player, coach, volunteer, and parent of this year's teams, from youth programs, middle schools, and high schools. We know football builds men that make a difference. Let's go.
This is David Usselton with Usselton Automotive, located in Columbia, Tennessee. We service all foreign and domestic vehicles. We take pride in our work, and we don't cut corners. We offer a 5-year, 50,000-mile warranty and loan our cars with almost every repair. We are located at 1201 South High Street in Columbia, Tennessee. You can reach us at 931-215-1765 or find more information at usseltons.com.
We at Hollins Pharmacy must be doing something right. We've been providing pharmaceutical services in the Middle Tennessee area for over 60 years. The guiding principles of our business are fast, accurate, friendly, personal service. We do not have long waiting lines, and our phone calls are answered by a staff member. We strive to get to know our customers by name, not just a date of birth or number. We are your locally owned hometown pharmacy, and we appreciate your business. We urge you to come visit us at Hollins Pharmacy, 1608 Hatcher Lane here in Columbia.
Hello, my name is Zach Maddox. I'm a proud third-generation owner-operator of Columbia Paint and Wall Cover, founded by my grandfather, Ralph Maddox, in 1946. We offer a variety of paint and wall covering products, but our passion is customer service. We can offer many personalized services and can come out to your house or business if needed. Come visit us at our Columbia location or our new Spring Hill location behind Church of the City, or visit us online at paintcolumbia.com.
He shoots, and he scores!
Umamua MD, Spring Hill's newest physician-led med spa, it's about restoring balance to your body, mind, and soul. From weight loss support, revitalizing IV therapies, to anti-aging, our services are designed to help you feel renewed, confident, and whole. At Umamua MD, consults with our medical director ensure safe and personalized results. Book today at umamd.com and step forward radiant, restored, and confident.
Is your internet slowing you down? It's time for an upgrade. Whether you're at home, working from your home office, or at your business, it's time to unleash the speed you need with speeds up to 1 gig at CPWS for as low as $70 a month. Give us a call, 931-375-7777. Local service, local support, CPWS.
Hi, I'm Robert Rogers at Parks Motor Sales Buick GMC.
And I'm Michael Parks Lawrence at Parks Motor Sales Buick GMC.
Together, we're Mr. Bobby Parks' grandsons, and we run his dealership, and we are glad to be part of our local community.
Being family owned and operated, we invest heavily in our community.
We do things like sports teams, schools, bands, you name it. We try to help everybody we can.
The reason why we do this is because we all love this community.
So come do business with us, your neighbors, at Parks Motor Sales in Columbia, Tennessee, right off Nashville Highway, or at parksmotorsales.com.
Welcome back to the Murray County Public Schools Sports Zone, home cooked by Puckett's Restaurant and powered by CPWS Internet. Ladies and gentlemen, we are less than 25 minutes away from announcing the Player of the Week award.
About 23 minutes.
And if you haven't checked, please go vote on our Facebook page.
I mean, Landon, it is really, really tight.
The Offensive Player of the Week specifically is coming down to the wire.
So
if you haven't made your vote, go vote.
If you haven't voted on Facebook yet for your Player of the Week,
Go
get in
vote
there
now.
because your vote counts. Your
Yes,
vote
it does.
could make the difference.
Yes, it can. We got some guests up here in purple.
I'm gonna go with the big.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the big Kahuna
Got you.
first.
I got you.
Folks. We're joined by Columbia Central High School head coach Tredarius Goff. Good evening, Coach Goff. How are you?
I'm good, man. How about you all?
I'm doing great, and I see you brought us two bookends. These two big dudes on the end right here, kind of squeezing Mr. Powers and Landon and I in between. Got a good win this past weekend over Lawrence County.
Yeah,
I know you were happy about that.
Yeah, always happy when you get the
And
W call.
as we know, the purple and the gold, or purple and yellow from Lawrence County, always, there's nothing they like better than coming up here to Columbia and going back home with a win over the purple and gold of the Lions of Columbia Central High School.
Nah, for sure. And they rolled in 4-0. And that was a good Lawrence County team. It was better than I've seen in the past. They had athletes. Some of the stuff they was doing offensively, scheme-wise, was different. So it was a good opponent for us to go against. And we handled business and we came out on top.
You going up a team that's 4-0. I mean, that's a challenging moment for your players. Is that how you approached the Lawrence County game with your players? I mean, did you challenging them that, hey, these guys are coming in undefeated?
Yeah, most definitely. No matter who you play, to be 4-0 or anything like that, you still 4-0 at the end of the day. So you made the right steps to be that and did the right things, and you took care of business. So anytime any team is undefeated coming in, that means they're doing some good things.
Well, taking care of business, it has to start in the trenches.
Yep.
Do you agree with me?
Yeah, most definitely.
And right here, we've got two of your trench players. Right to my left is number 77, Isaiah Bishop. Welcome to the show, Isaiah. Isaiah plays offensive line and defensive line. And on the far end with the surfer hair, man. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, I'm just gonna give it to you. Is Mr. number 55, Brian Whitehead. Brian also plays offensive line and defensive line. And Isaiah and Brian, we talked about it earlier with some other coaches in the show. It starts with you guys on the O-line and the D-line, right? I mean, things need to go right with you guys in order for the skill the skill position players to be able to do what they need to do in order for Columbia Central to play winning football. Do you agree to that?
Yes, sir. I agree. Yes,
and talk a little bit about preparing for Lawrence County as an offensive line. Have you had the same starters all year, Isaiah? I mean, or have you had some injuries moving guys in and out? What's been going on with the cohesiveness of the offensive line?
Yes, sir. So we've been switching people in and out all year.
Because and why? And I'm going to cut you off. Because you're trying to find a combination of the right players, or because of injuries, or just something you can't control.
It's a little bit of both. Jake Lovett was our starting right guard, but he tore his ACL.
Well, he's obviously out for the season.
Yes, sir. So Whitehead stepped up, and he's been doing great up front. Yes, sir.
Mr. Brian Whitehead on them. Brian, obviously you ready to go when they called your number?
Oh yeah.
I mean, you don't want to see a playmate. You don't want to see a teammate go down like that, but it's next man up, right? I mean, that's just the old cliche in football or in sports.
Yes, sir.
Talk a little bit about that when your number was called.
So I was a fullback before I played guard, and it was like second game of the season, and then Jake got hurt, and then coaches came up to me and was like, "We need you to." Well, they asked me, "You want to play fullback or play guard?" And I said I'd step up and play guard for the team. So it's a pretty big transition, but I like it.
So, Coach Goff, when you take a fullback and move him on the offensive line, and now Landon, he played running back at Spring Hill. I'm not sure Landon would have been ready to step up and take offensive guard, from tailback. So talk a little bit about that when you go in and you sit Brian down, or you say, "Hey man, we got to do something here."
Yep.
How does that conversation go?
I mean, it's just, it's him not being selfish, stepping up and doing what the team needed of him at the time, and he stepped in and done a great job. He played B-back for us last year, fullback, and he did a great job. And then this year coming in, we had a veteran player right there in that same position, but like I said, asking him to move down the guard, it was a task, and he stepped up to the challenge. And last week we ran for 365 yards behind them, so that's
a pretty good night on the ground.
No,
I mean, you take that average every week, wouldn't you? 365.
Yes, sir.
And Coach, Lawrence County, you celebrated senior night. Speak to the fact we talked about Battle Creek not having a lot of seniors at all on the team. They don't have a senior class. Your team is kind of unique. You don't have many seniors, only a handful. No. Speak to the impact of those seniors on your squad and the youthfulness of your team overall.
Well, these are 3 of the 4 seniors we have on our team, and they do a great job. These are 3 of the leaders that was voted. They was voted captains by their teammates, and they do a great job of leading those guys. We have a lot of sophomores and juniors who play, and it's a great group of young men. We have a lot of athletes in those classes. And these guys do a good job of being the glue and keeping them together, holding guys accountable, and making sure we get stuff done.
And so Richard Powers, number 2. Now you're defensive wide receiver. You play
free safety and wide receiver.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so safety and a wide receiver. And so with 3 of the 4 seniors on the team, and you guys look at it kind of puts you, and being captains, you put on this pedestal to kind of keep everybody motivated, in line, doing what they're supposed to do, and explain them that, this is your guys' last season. I mean, there aren't, after this season, no more high school games. So going into every game, every game's important, but especially for seniors as you start counting down and getting towards the end of the season, and we're about halfway through the season now. So you as a senior and you guys as seniors, do you find yourself in that leadership role? And do you accept it? And you tell them, this is our senior year, and we plan on making it the most out of it.
Yes, sir. That's pretty much what we say. We only have one last year to do this,
so we need to get it right.
Yes, sir.
And then Coach, you'll probably agree with me that with these seniors and with the younger classes, the sophomores and juniors, ninth graders, if they'll just listen and do what your coaching staff, you and your coaching staff are coaching them to do, that and they keep working harder every day and working hard at it, that they'll get better and better, and success will come.
Yeah, no, most definitely.
And you know, I know it's hard to preach that, and people probably, you think players get tired of hearing, but the facts are facts, right?
Nah, most definitely. And I use Tiny as an example, man.
Tiny? This is Tiny? You're Tiny?
Yes, sir. He's tiny.
You're he's Tiny?
When I first got there his sophomore year, you know, we worked on being physical, getting meaner, and from his sophomore year to his senior year, he's done that. And, you know, he made the transition to be a leader, be a dominant. He plays both ways. If you don't beg him to come out the game, he's not going to ask you to come out when he's tired. He's going to fight through it. And that's the type of you know, will and mental toughness that over the 3 years that he was able to pick up and instill in himself and carry that over. And that's the same for all of these guys, you know. This was my first group of, I done had them for 3 years, and you know, and they worked hard for us. They've been nothing short of amazing, and it's the same thing. Like I said, if the younger guys see them and see the way they carry themselves, see the way they handle themselves in the classroom, in the building, and then on the game field, then we'll be in a good place if they mimic what they see from these guys.
And talking about when you came on at Columbia Central, I mean, these guys, you all kind of came on at the same time. Right? I mean, you guys, when Coach Goff was hired on, you guys are kind of starting your high school career. And so, you know, the last game is probably going to might be a little bit emotional. I mean, you know, it's not going to, you know, be sobbing or anything, but I'm just saying it could be a little bit emotional, your last game, knowing that you all came on at the same time, right? And these guys will be moving on to college or wherever they're going on to, and hopefully maybe playing ball somewhere else. You never know. And that's, you know, that's what high school sports is all about, I think. Building relationships, not only between your teammates and your student body and the team, but the coaches and the teammates. I'm sure back from your 2010 team at Columbia Central that won the state championship, you know, you built relationships with that coaching staff, and you all are still great friends, the ones that are still around to this day.
Two of the coaches that coached me back then on my coaching staff now, Coach Stone and Coach Moore, and
that's tremendously special.
It is. And then that group of guys, you know, we tight as ever. We probably text every day. It's quite a few of us in a group chat, and we text daily. So that building that brotherhood. It's a brotherhood that's going to last a lifetime.
Absolutely.
And speaking of that brotherhood, Richard, I want to point to you. You have one of the easiest jobs in Murray County on the offensive side. You get to catch passes from Daniel Booker. And on the defensive side, you get to really lay the hammer and come down as that free safety. First off, which one do you like more? And specifically on the offensive side, speak to that relationship you have with your quarterback.
Well, I always am going to like catching passes more because Daniel puts it in a great spot. And I mean, me and Daniel, we're just on the same page, man. We always seem to know what each other's going to do. I think it showed on the field this year.
And you have fellow receivers, Jamari Brown and others. What's your relationship like with them? And in the receiver group, you guys, he can spread the ball out to many of you. You all have had highlight plays this year. What's your relationship like in that locker room and on the sideline as well?
Well, we're just always encouraging each other. And, you know, at practice, we're always just trying to outwork each other. It's competitive, but we all care about each other getting better.
And I want everybody to keep in mind that Daniel Booker is up for Offensive Player of the Week for Columbia Central. Quarterback, he was 5 of 11, passed for 64 yards and a touchdown. Now, he carried the ball 16 times for 132 yards and 2 touchdowns. But when he passes the ball and he throws a touchdown, guys like you that have to catch it and make him look good, right? So, I mean, you know, that's just part of it. I mean, you're out there because he's not like Tom Brady. He can't throw it and catch it himself, right? So he has to have wide receivers like Mr. Powers right here to go out there and catch the ball and make him look good. That's
true.
I mean, that's just the way it is.
That is true.
And so next time you catch one for Daniel, say, you know, I get a little credit too, you know. But all right, so 38-22 over Lawrence County. Just a brief summarization of what the game looked like. I mean, from start to finish. I mean, you guys started out on the right. And I was talking to other coaches about last week's games, and the theme was, we started out on the right foot, and we kind of kept our foot on the gas and didn't let up and didn't let them back in the game. Talk a little bit about the Lawrence County game, how it started. And
well, see, we started in reverse. We started with two. We started with 2 snap infractions, and then we got a punt block that led to an easy touchdown.
Did you think, oh, here we go again?
Nah, it's a long game, man. I don't get routed. I try to stay even-minded. They see me panic, and that give them a reason to panic. So I try to stay even-minded, man. And immediately after the touchdown, Zane Nash broke a 60, 70-yard run, and we scored in 2 plays. So we was back even. Then we got to stop, and then we put it back in the end zone again. And that's what it's about. Dealing with adversity. It's the same thing in life. That's what I tell them all the time. Football is the perfect practice for life, because you're going to go through something, and then you still got to overcome it and keep moving forward. And that's what we did this weekend. So it was good to see these guys grow up. And like I said last week, I think we grew up a little bit in the Marshall County game that second half. And it showed Friday night against Lawrence County once they went up on us and something bad happened. We stayed grounded and kept working and was able to overcome it.
Now, all right, big guys, and Richard, our wide receiver and safety. You going to the Borough this week? This week, Friday night.
Deal, yeah.
Now, Tiny, you don't look worried to me. I mean, you got that kind of poker face. You don't look too worried about going up to Riverdale. Riverdale's a big school like Columbia Central. Got a big history of a lot of great players. Now that doesn't mean they're unbeatable, but what do you know about your opponent this week?
I mean, Riverdale. I mean, they're a good team for sure. They're always competitive. They have great athletes. They have a lot of athletes on the roster.
A lot.
I was looking at the roster. They had an 89A and an 89B, so that means they ran out of numbers for them. But overall, that's what I tell these guys. I kind of use the example of when we played Page in the playoffs last year. People were saying, y'all finna go up there and get beat by 50 points, this and that. And, we wind up holding Page to the lowest amount of points they scored all year. And at halftime, they was up 5-0 on us. So that's how I look at it, man. It's a challenge opportunity for us to go compete.
Every game's different.
Yeah, every game's different, man. And if you go up there and do your job and give your all, who knows where the chip's going to fall when it's all said and done. And that's how I look at it.
So, Tiny, what about it? Do you embrace going away into hostile territory and proving what you can do as a football player to other teams? Is that a challenge to you? I mean,
definitely, yes, sir. I like having that pressure.
You like being in front of a hostile crowd and being able to take care of business?
Yes, sir. It's a good feeling when everybody. You don't got that many fans out on our side, but everybody's out cheering, and we smacking them in the mouth. It feels good, yes, sir.
Enforcing your will on them, yes, basically, as I've heard in the past from different coaches. Yeah. But go ahead.
Speaking of that, I know I went up to Murfreesboro and played at Riverdale. I know the hostility when the student section can get to chanting and Dale, and the Riverdale Warriors are rolling. Brian and Isaiah, you guys, games are won and lost in the trenches, and you have to kind of reel in the offense at times, because the point of the game is to score and prevent other teams from scoring. How are you approaching this game to keep people like Daniel Booker and Richard Powers on the offensive side and keep them under control? Hey, we got this.
You really just got to step up to that, format. No matter if the crowd's chanting or not, I like that because it feels like it fires us up on the linemen. So, our main key is really trying to keep our quarterback safe and letting him throw and run the ball as much as possible. I feel like we're going to step up to the challenge no matter if they're big or small. So, I feel like we're going to be all right.
And protection, obviously, for Daniel and the skill position players and opening holes for the running backs is obviously your job.
Yes, sir.
Your job. Also, it's your job to stay mentally engaged in the game to where you keep the penalties down. It seems like in football you see a lot of the penalties are involved because of the constant contact between offensive line and defensive line. You see the penalties from holding and offsides and illegal procedures. So there's a mental aspect from your offensive line that they have to stay in the game, Coach, and they have to keep those penalties At a minimum, right?
If we want an opportunity to win, when you're playing somebody like Riverdale, you can't beat yourself and put yourself in long yardage. You want to stay ahead of the chains and convert on third down and get first downs and things like that, man. And so that's a big piece for them. And we worked at it. We've been working at it in practice of hands inside, not outside, and just like I said, not getting cheap penalties to do anything to hurt us and put us behind the chain.
And senior leaders on your offensive line that you have, like Isaiah and Brian, if the underclassmen on that offensive line start to lose their mental focus or toughness, I mean, you can kind of sense it if they get a penalty and then get another penalty not long after that. You guys have to go to them and say, hey, man, come on now.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you got to get back in the game with us, right? I mean, just keep your focus.
Yes, sir. I don't like to yell at the young guys in games because
but there's a difference between yelling and looking them in the eye and saying, hey, man, come on, let's go. We got this. You know what I mean? Or I got you. I got your back. You're my brother. You're next to him in the offensive line, and you're going to get him through, and he's going to stop making penalties that's hurting the team. Right? I mean,
100%.
Yes, sir.
100%. And like I said, little do he does a great job of that. You know, he might not be one that's going to go up there and, hey, man, what you doing? But he's going to be one, come on, guys, let's do this. We got this. Yeah. And he's going to lead by example.
Everybody settle down. We're going to be okay. We're going to fight through this, you know. That 5-yard penalty was that 5-yard penalty. We're going to move ahead and work on not getting another one.
Yep.
Because, like you said, against a team like Riverdale Warriors,
yeah.
I mean, everybody sitting in this room knows anything about high school football around here and knows anything all about Rutherford County, Murfreesboro. Mm-hmm. There are some strong teams from Blackman to Siegel to Oakland and Riverdale. Yep. Those are the big four, along with some pretty good private schools coming out of that area that they play some real football up there. And it's going to be a challenge. But then again, the 4-0 Lawrence County Wildcats were